I've been doing 5M roleplay since like 2018-ish. Been doing this a long time. I know a couple of people. Um, the way I'm running this department is a little different from most cities that you've been in, or probably any LA city that you've ever been in. I'm giving all power to my 4 commanders that will run the north, south, east, and west precinct. With that being said, the chain of command is gonna somewhat stop at them. If you have any questions, concerns, disciplinary actions, all things listed, will go through the commanders of the precincts. Um, the only things that I'm really gonna tell them what to do is give them a vehicle roster, uniform roster, sorry, a vehicle structure, uniform structure, and an SOP. Otherwise, it's their job whether you get promoted, whether you get detective, whether you make SWAT, all of that. So please don't ask me. I will not answer. With that being said, this is Chief Justice Boogie. We worked in a previous city before, and even after the first court date, she'll tell you I went out of my way, and I told her how good of a job she does, how good she runs her courtroom, things of that nature. So, you know, obviously, I had to bring her over here. So if you have a couple words, you can give these fine gentlemen. I encourage it.
Indeed. Hello, gentlemen. My name is Boogie, as you said. Suave and I met at a different city, um, but I represent an entire team of dedicated and amazing and talented individuals who have dedicated their lives to the law and civil justice in the real world and in RP. We do think that this is the basis for education. While I do stand before you as a singular entity, I am a company. And so we use the DOJ program and reality court as a way to educate role players uh, to the law, to the Constitution. We are backed by the Constitution, we play by the Constitution, and we are 100% serious about it. We are here to serve and protect everyone, regardless of where they are in the city. That includes you all, as well as the citizens. Um, we're not here to police, but to provide justice and fairness in all and hearing both sides. We do have 2 DAs who also serve as judges, JB and Ike Monroe. We have an amazing defense team that will be teaching the citizens. They go by the Dynasty Law Firm, which is made up of Lachey
Hey man.
Blanco and Sinister Troublefield. We also will be bringing over another justice, Orlando McCool, and defense attorney Hefner. And this will be to get everything started. But we'll also be bringing law school. We want your citizens to apply. We want the citizens to become a part of the Department of Justice with the perks and stuff. And we'll be, hiring through law school. They'll be trained on the laws of the land as well as the Constitution, and they will also be trained according to Suave's commands and who you guys are. And then they will have to take a bar exam to make sure that they understand how they are to proceed in defending and litigating the fine citizens of the shores of LA. If you have any questions, I'm always available. We'll make sure that you guys get access to our portal. And that's it. I can't wait to introduce the rest of the team to you guys.
Wonderfully said. Um, sorry. Let me get back up here real quick.
Hey,
Uh,
uniform in MOS.
I'm sorry.
Uniform is in MOS discussions.
MOS
You said?
discussions. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna preface. I was just having a little sidebar with Easy. I'm gonna preface, this whole thing by saying this. I'm not from LA. I've never been to LA, and I've never worked for the LAPD. I don't know exactly how they do things, but I do know how they do things in New York, and I know how they do things in South Carolina. And I'm gonna do my best to try to implicate that as much as I can, whilst keeping the realism of Los Angeles. With that being said, if there's a couple of things that I do or terminology or whatever that don't match up to how the LAPD conducts their procedures or their departments, you'll be all right. I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Suave, we got one more person trying to get in. They say it's not connecting. Jay.
I got you.
Chief, if you can go over how people, if an
Jay
officer
Morris.
from like the east would like to
Oh yeah.
transfer. If you can go over that.
So okay, so I'll go over a couple things real quick. So in terms of transferring, like I said, a little IRL backstory is a lot of family members in NYPD, and I work in South Carolina. So in NYPD, since there's so many different precincts, they have something called an LOI, which I will post in 2 weeks. An LOI is a letter of interest. It means that, letter of interest. It means that you want to transfer from one precinct to another. Example, Jay Morris has had enough of strap shit, and he wants to go work under Easy. He would then write a letter of interest to Easy, telling him why he wants to transfer, and why he'd be a good fit. Things like that. And then if Easy and Matt both agree on the transfer, then he'll go. Also, with cross precincts, if let's say you're in the West Precinct, right? You're chasing somebody on the beach and they make their way all the way to Grove Street. Just because you chase them from your precinct to another precinct doesn't mean you're just going to throw the responsibility onto somebody else. It's still your arrest report. It's still your 95. You're going to book and process him, but you can book and process him in a different precinct if necessary. If you're in Grove Street, it wouldn't make sense for you to go all the way back to Santa Monica just for you to process the person, right? We work for the same department. You can use all 4 precincts if necessary, but it is your responsibility if you're going to be the guy that wants to go on a chase. Also, if you go on a chase, there's no letting people go. If you're going to risk the lives of others, you're going to put that person behind bars. Go for gold. The uniform codes in MOS discussions, brother.
Let me get the mic for a second.
Yeah, but where I put the code in at?
Okay, exit out the skin menu real quick. And now, do you see where it says import outfit code?
All right, bet.
There you go.
Is everyone in Discord that's in city? Or do I need to speak in city?
There's people that aren't even in the city that are in the Discord, so speak in Discord.
All right, perfect. Let's do it. All right, Mateo Strap here, Commander of the South.
Strap, I'm so sorry. If you could speak in the city as well, we got some of our team watching.
Okay, perfect.
You in the Discord.
No, it's all
Hey,
good.
Suave, what city or county you work for in Carolina?
What county?
Yeah.
Ori.
Oh, okay. I'm from Richland County.
There you go. That's near Columbia, no?
Columbia, yeah. I'm from Columbia.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Corey, you over there by is that Myrtle Beach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very close to Myrtle Beach. I'm in Wilmington, which is crazy.
Okay, you're a little bit further north.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let me do this. Give me 1 second. I gotta make it so my keybind don't mute in Discord just in case. Hold on. Boom. Where the fuck is that? Just chat keybind mute to push. Boom. Perfect. All right, everybody. Mateo Strap here. South Precinct Commander. Speak on reports and putting people away. I just want to let everyone know I'm huge on reports. I really respect anybody that does really good reports. All my high command will know that my reports are serious. Anybody in the South will have the best reports. I also, I'm not trying to say that I'm a snitch, but if you think you're going to be a corrupt cop and I find out, it's not going to fly well. Other than that, at the end of the day, Mike Lowry knows better. At the end of the day,
I was going to be the corruptest cop there was.
Listen, you could be a corrupt cop all you want. Just don't let me catch word of it because I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff.
Man, I'm a bad liar. Just take me away, man.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Let me stop. I'm joking.
Nah, you do. Listen, you do you. What makes here's what I was gonna say. On top of that, like at the end of the day, right? Like OOC, this is a video game. We're here to have fun, but the way that we're gonna have fun is make this as serious and realistic for everybody else, including yourself. And make the city the best that it possibly can.
If you're gonna be corrupt, at least log the shit and be like, "Yo, I'm doing this and this for PD in order to something that PD can gain."
So
like, sitting there collecting snitches and doing that extra stuff.
Exactly,
at least
like what
log
she's saying.
it so PD can gain from it. But don't just be taking drugs and now you selling drugs and giving it to gang shit. And that's not realistic. You can't do that shit. That's not realistic.
Suave, let me get that closed one more time.
If I give a little coke to a CI, does that make me, does Does that make me a dirty cop?
It's a time and place for everything. Let's say you're trying to get a low for the coke, and he's addicted to the thing. Now you give him a little coke to like,
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, is he still going to be a credible witness when you're trying to put him on stand? Is that logical? Think of
One
it
more
as a
time.
logical
It can
standpoint.
be.
Like,
It
come
can be.
on.
I did not put no kind of, I put no line between corrupt and not. You know what I mean by corrupt. And if you have a good idea and you want to bring some criminals down, you want to find the top dog. Sometimes you have to be a little bit, sly with what you're doing, and that's okay. We'll let that fly, but we got to know about it. Corrupt is a very fine line. I don't like to explain what corrupt is. You know what corrupt is. Everyone in here knows what corrupt is. I don't settle for any of it. I'm just to let you guys know right now. I'm like I said, I like everyone to be professional. I like everyone to be honest. I like everyone to have integrity. I don't like liars, and I absolutely do not like anybody that likes to try to draw that line thinner than what it needs to be. But when it comes to, situations like you just said, bring it up to the team and we'll find something, we'll find something out. We'll find something to do. And that's when we'll bring it to Suave and get his MO on it, and then we'll go from there.
There's a lot of case law. Sorry, sir.
No, you're good. You're good. What'd you say?
So there's a lot of case law to back up a lot of shit that we can do.
Exactly. So as long as you're in that line, you're good to go. On my side now, that I'm not speaking for the East, the North, West, not like I'm speaking for the South specifically. And I have my boy, Mike, my captain Mike, he'll be on it. And we're both, at the end of the day, we're here to have fun. We're here to respect DOJ. We're here to respect when it comes outside of you getting put in tickets, sent up to the Angels. All I like is respect. Any disrespect, it goes nowhere. Respect goes a long way. And I have a zero tolerance of disrespect towards anybody.
Basically, what he's saying is we're all.
We're all what?
I'm sorry?
You broke up.
Hey, Suave, I'm over here struggling, man.
What you need, brother?
I'm putting the
put in the
code.
code?
I'm putting the code in.
Okay.
When you put the code in,
and then now go to change outfit, and it should be in there.
Nice to see you, Strat.
Whoa! I just lost textures like a mofo.
I bet I got it. Appreciate you.
What in the?
Was someone saying something? I think her voice box might have busted.
Yeah, it was Anita, but.
Me? I was just not. My
I
bad.
just
I was
lost
talking
textures.
in city. I forgot to stop pushing Z. But I think the gist of what he's saying is, we're all real people here. Like, if you're gonna do some shit in city, tell us out of city. You know what I mean? So at least we can rolly it and work around it. Don't just start going off and free willing shit. Like at the end of the day, like, we all need to know what's going on so we can all be like working together. Like
we can all have fun with it.
We can all have fun.
Yeah, if you're gonna do corrupt RP, you don't have to fucking go into MOS discussions and announce it to the whole department, right? Just go to your commander, say like, this is out of city, so anything that you tell them out of city can't be used in city, right? If you go to your commander, say, can I give this guy this to gain this? You know what I mean? Because if you just go behind our backs and you're giving people guns and drugs and money and all this shit, then you're fucking up the economy, and then eventually that'll lead to you getting banned. Because we're trying to hold a really strict economy in here. We're trying to make it so that people aren't disgustingly rich. And if you take a gun off one person and you just give it right back to him, that's just kind of fucking up the natural like crime triangle. You know what I mean?
Like if he has an actual gun license and you're giving it back to him, but he has drugs on him, you take the drugs and maybe you give him back the gun. But if he's using it in an unlawful action, like corrupt,
just
be
check
corrupt
with
where
your
you're being.
commander
Like
first.
there should be a line, that that you're able to cross and you're willing to cross. And if you're gonna cross it, let other people know you crossing it. Like that's it. Like
Make sure you're moving around. Don't get kicked for AFK.
You couldn't say nothing a little bit sooner. I just got kicked.
All right, let's get Visa to the floor now.
I got kicked for being idle.
Easy, the floor is yours. We can't hear you, Easy.
My fault. So Lincoln Green, the commander of the Eastern Precinct. A big thing for me is going to be scene command. You know, if you request, if you're first on scene in at least my house, you're the commander of that scene. I don't care what your rank is. You could be a police officer too, and you call for backup from the east, and a sergeant shows up. You command that sergeant. You are, if you want that sergeant to tape up a crime scene, he'll do it. If I show up as the commander and a P2 is commanding that scene, I'll do whatever you need me to do. You know, scene command is a big thing. Vice versa, if a P2 requests assistance from the south or the north, when you guys respond, I expect you to follow our scene command. I don't care if you're a sergeant helping one of my twos. He is scene command, so whatever order he gives you on that scene, I expect you to follow it. Just to keep that chain of command in there. You know, he's scene command. He's first on the scene. He knows what's going on in that scene. So whatever he needs from you, please provide it, and we'll do the same thing for you guys. Another thing, pursuits, right? I don't know how Chief Suave wants to do this.
4 max.
But what?
Four cars on a chase max.
Yeah, nah. So what I'm saying, like, if we have a pursuit over here in the east and it's leading over to you guys, we're gonna extend that courtesy. We're gonna get on your guys' radio, let you know that the pursuit's coming over there, just so you guys are in the loop. If you guys want to assist, I'll pull a couple cars off from the east and have you guys assist since it's your sector, and that goes for whatever territory we're coming into. Just so there's no confusion, so you guys know what's going on in your own sectors and divisions, just to keep that order in line.
Just real quick, I'm gonna cut you off. Just to piggyback off of Chase's, I know in a lot of cities, including the one that I met Chief Boogie in, there's a pit timer. It's like a 2-minute, 3-minute pit timer. There will be absolutely none of that in this city. If you can pit to your discretion, if you're flying through a residential neighborhood, obviously you're not gonna pit. You don't want to, smash the car into a pregnant lady walking down the street just trying to get some groceries, right? But if you see that you're approaching a residential neighborhood, like right here, right? If you just turn around and look on this street, if you're going down this street and you see he's about to make a left into where the whole strip is, the burger shop, whatever, you're allowed to pit him on this road, right? But once you get on that road, you kind of just gotta, just let him drive. You just gotta pray that he doesn't hit nobody. But in terms of if you're on the highway, you can pit immediately if you want to.
Question for you, sir.
Yeah.
Are you gonna let us pit at whatever speed?
Yep, doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck if they're going 300 miles an hour. You could smash that back bumper into a different city. I don't give
Thank
a
God
fuck.
for Scott V. Harris.
Do we
I'm
have
lag,
a
I'm
good
lag pig
DIR?
shit.
Do we have a good DIR on our vehicles in order to do that? That is
I will
stronger
make
than
sure
theirs.
I'll make sure you guys have
Okay.
extensive armor on your
And
cars.
a faster speed, because some of their cars go faster than PD cars. That doesn't make any sense.
So some of their cars will go faster than ours, just like in real life, right? If you're driving a
Okay.
Ford Explorer, you're not going to catch a fucking Hellcat or an M3,
Yeah.
M5 CS, you know what I mean? But if they're driving a Honda Civic or a Toyota or even like some form of like Mercedes or like a lower BMW, like a 340i or a 330, like you're going to be able to catch them. But when it comes to like
But
the
I heard
high class
earlier you
vehicles like
guys
a
were
Roadster.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I heard earlier you guys were talking about different assigned vehicles for different assigned PD. Will those vehicles go faster to match the speeds of the other cars?
So what we're doing in this city is we're matching every car to the realistic speeds. So I know off the top of my head because I did these cars. The Explorer is gonna go like 140 max because that's what it does, and especially like after like all the armor, all the equipment that you have in the car, like the power to weight ratio kind of gets fucked up. So it's gonna go about 140. The Civic's gonna go like 100. Camry's gonna go like 100. The only cars, like I said, the only cars that we probably won't be able to catch, that you guys won't be able to catch, like regular patrol officers, will be like Hellcats or the Tesla Roadster. But it's gonna take a minute for those people to get that. And once it gets to that point, we'll hopefully have a pretty decorated and a pretty good heat team. And the heat unit's gonna be the one that drives that Hellcat. We have a Hellcat that the heat unit's gonna drive, and that car's gonna go like probably like 200, 210. You'll have Air One. You'll also have units spread across the entire city. both
Will Air
from
One
highway to.
have the thermal and all that other support?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
okay,
make sure they do.
bet.
I'll make sure they do.
Thank you.
Yep. No. Yeah. Like yeah. Like I said, literally, I could show you too. Like what I spent an entire day, me and the owner. We went through each and every single car. We looked at what the car was. I kind of like cars, so I knew what car it was. Like I said, the Tesla Roadster, right? Just an example. I knew it was a Tesla Roadster. I look up top speed for Tesla Roadster. It was like 205, so I put it at 205. I look up a top speed for a God, I'm trying to think, like an M3, right? Like things like that. No.
And
Wait,
what
what
about
about like?
engines and
Okay,
stuff like that? Does
if
that
you
come
guys
into
watch
factor?
if you guys watch my screen share, this is literally
Yeah.
the fastest car in the game right now, and I'll show you
But
the
what
0 to
about
60.
engines and stuff? Is there engine? Because like they were asking about realistic engine upgrades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would that also come into factor as well into
Eventually.
play? Like
Okay,
we
you
have
know,
to think
actually,
about everything.
timing tool. See, look, I'll
So
show you
like
the
if I
0 to
put like a
60 in this car.
V12 in there, is it gonna
Well,
go like another
we're not gonna
100
do
or
engine swaps, I don't think.
okay, okay.
But like engine upgrades only upgrade the car by 10%. So like here, watch
Okay,
this.
okay.
This is the 0 to 60, and the
Okay.
fastest car in the game.
Is he fighting out there?
Comms. Yeah, yeah.
No, look,
Yeah.
even this
Okay.
car, like you'll
But
see.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like
I'll take
that's what
a
I'm
root turn
saying.
in this car,
Like
and you'll see what I'm saying.
that's
like
like
the cars are
if
gonna be
you,
realistic.
I understand like not being able to catch
Going
up, but not
100
being able to catch them at
and
all,
you
and
make
they're
a
like
turn,
gone
it's
in
just
2 seconds with
uncontrollable.
no startup,
There you
nothing. Like
Watch, 80 miles an hour.
that's annoying. That's annoying. That's
Exactly.
exactly. That's not fun.
Literally, and it's like it's not even that. Once you get on the
And what about
highway,
undercover cars? Can undercovers drive normal cars like that too and
we
still
only
be able to
have
put?
one undercover car, and it's for detectives. It's not this one.
Is it how fast?
It's not this one. It's this one. This is the only undercover car, and I'm giving it to detectives.
And how fast? Okay.
But this isn't really like, if you're a detective, the only reason you're using this is to go from like door to door, look for witnesses, look for accomplices, go to scenes. Not even go to scenes. If you go to scenes, you'll be marked. But like, you know what I mean? At all.
This and get a fucking front scare to go flying.
Yeah, trust me. I've been working really heavy on making the cars like as realistic as possible. I'll even show you. This is the thing. Hold on, I'll show you. This is literally what I've been using to. This is what I use for all the cars. See, like this car, it's a Charger, and the top speed's 155, just like in real life. Probably like a RT or GT would probably max out at about 155 with all the stuff on it and everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Then of course. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what I meant before was like detectives aren't gonna just be patrolling in that, right? Like detectives are kind of gonna be like administration in some form, where they're gonna do like NIBRS checks on guns that they find on scenes. They're gonna be investigating homicides. They're gonna be, looking at cameras and all that other stuff. Like
Follow.
I'm not doing none of this narcotics, none of this hop out boys stuff, none of this gang unit. None of that's gonna happen. If you're a detective, I can show you guys exactly how I have it structured. Hold on. So here's kind of here's
I
kind of
do have a
what.
question. Sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off, Chief. So I know at my department IRL we have, like our shift, like court every month. So the way that we
Mhm.
do it is like me as a sergeant, I will say, "Hey guys, we got court this Thursday, 9 a.m. Who wants to come and work it?" So I have like 2 or 3 people that'll come and work it along with the supervisor, and that's going to get people from the jail and bringing them back and all that. Can we maybe implement something like that as well?
Yeah. So the way that we do it. So, you're good. You're good. So the idea that I kind of have, if you guys look at my screen share, I'll kind of give you a quick debrief on my plan with the detective division, and I'm gonna get with Vinewood probably tomorrow, because ultimately, what happens with detectives is Vinewood's decisions. I'm just gonna tell him how I normally do it. You have 3 grades of detectives, right? Grade, third grade, second grade, first grade. The third grade is gonna be CSU, so they're gonna be taking pictures of the crime scene. I'll show you guys that real quick. Actually, I have a little thing on my Discord for it. 1 second.
I thought Suave was my best friend.
Yeah.
All right. All right. If you guys want to look at my screen share real quick, I feel like you guys are.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm watching.
So I'm not trying to
Jesus.
flex. I'm not trying to flex. Yeah. So crime scene unit, they're gonna be taking pictures and documenting all evidence and casings that'll be on the scene. This is just a couple. This is exactly what I want them to do for pictures, and then I took this picture to show patrol what I want them to do. When going onto a major scene, right? Like I stated
Block
before,
off the crime scene.
detectives are going to, like, for lack of better terms, they're just going to be paperwork bitches, right? Most of their stuff is going to be pictures, running guns, running DNA, running casings, cameras, looking at family, friends, affiliations, territory, stuff like that. So the least that you guys could do as patrol is allow them to have their role play when it comes to homicides, right? Or
Yes,
thefts.
you.
So the crime scene unit will get on scene once the responders will sorry the once patrol gets on scene, they'll create a barricade around the entire scene with ample amount of space for crime scene to get on and do what they got to do. Right? They're gonna take pictures of the whole scene. They'll take
Shell
pictures of where
casings.
the scene is at. They'll take and then they'll get where all the casings are with the numbering. Casings would be on the ground. Like I said, another picture of the face so we could identify where the casings would be in comparison to the body. And then any time marks on scene so that way they could distinguish whether it was a big ass truck, an 18 wheeler, a motorcycle, anything helps. You know what I mean? So that would be your detective third grades. That's what they're going to be doing. And then they'll pass it up depending on what kind of scene it was to a second grade, which will be looking at theft, whether it be auto theft or, property theft, like robberies or muggings or carjackings, whatever. That's going to be detective second grade. And then detective first grades will be dealing homicides. So once crime scene gets those pictures, they'll run it up to detective first grades, and then they'll take care of that homicide. Kind of how we do it, or how I do it, is I'll have the sergeant, a detective sergeant, or a detective lieutenant go to court, and then hopefully, like Matt kind of touched on previously, with the reports being as good as they are, a detective won't have to be on the scene to know what happened. They'll just be able to read the report and know, okay, this, that, and the third happened, and then I'll be able to testify on behalf of whoever made the arrest. And then there's one detective captain, Vinewood. And like I said, I'll get with him, and then he'll give you guys the full rundown on how he wants to run it. I know he came in here and he just disappeared. Oh, it's all good. So, I know Matt isn't a big fan of this, but how we're gonna do it when you arrest somebody is we're gonna bring them straight to the prison. They're gonna go. So let's say you arrest somebody right here. Same way in real life. You're gonna drive your ass all the way up there, all the way up to the prison. In the prisons where you're gonna get your mugshot, the fingerprints, and things of that sort. You'll set them up in the cells. You open the doors to them, put them in the cell, whatever, and then court will most likely be that night. I know Boogie does court every. I don't know. She can correct me. How often are you planning on doing court, Boogie?
Let's see. Um,
I think she left.
we do. No, no, I'm still
Oh,
here in the
okay.
Discord though. I don't know. I got timed out. I'm flying back in, but we typically do court.
I can't. I can't.
Oh,
I'm
you
Yeah,
sorry.
she
What'd you
kidding
say,
me?
needs
Boogie?
to be upped
We
because
typically.
I didn't even
Can you
make my
guys hear
character
me?
properly.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can.
Yes.
Okay. We typically would do court every night or as the demand calls for it. As I said, we have 5 judges. They also serve as prosecutors, defense attorneys, but the goal is to bring up and train defense attorneys and prosecutors from within the city so that our judges can be here on a rotating schedule because obviously everybody's schedule is different and we do support other cities as well with training, but they've all agreed to serve here in LA as well and looking forward to it. So you have Judge myself as Chief Justice, you have Judge Troublefield, Judge Blanco, Judge Monroe, and Judge JB Monroe, all who are very adept at these processes and have dedicated the time to be here. So once you arrest someone, everyone that gets arrested must have an arraignment, and that is very crucial. Um, that the DAs and the prosecutors are allowed to negotiate their own, what do you call it, plea deals. One of the things that was the destroyer of cities is when you have police taking on that role and not allowing the Department of Justice to do what the Department of Justice is there for. So once you guys make an arrest, please make sure you follow it by the book because, of course, as you know, folks are very litigious. And once they realize that they have a DOJ system in their city, they are going to want to sue for everything. What will save you guys is your standard operating procedures. At some point, we'll have JB, Ike, and Troublefield, as well as Blanco, come in to have a workshop with you guys to show you some examples of what you guys can be sued for and so on and so forth. these types of things can bankrupt potentially your departments and or bring you up for disciplinary action. And I believe, if I'm right, if Strap is still doing this, if you have a certain number of lawsuits, you will be thrown off the force. So it is very important to understand it. Um, but yes, we will
Would
be here
wouldn't
every
we
day.
also need our own attorney as a law enforcement? What is it called? Like attorney of defense
A
or
union
something
rep,
like that?
or
Yeah,
That
defense,
is
union rep or your PVA.
that is the
yeah.
Yeah.
PDA union rep, but you also have an attorney general. You
Yeah,
also
attorney
have
general. That's exactly what it's called. Yeah.
right, and that is where Judge J.B. Monroe, that is her specialty. She's also the prosecutor, also would defend you guys in when you guys are on the other side of it.
But if
So
she's also a judge and attorney general, wouldn't that be an impartial decision?
no, judges are go case by case. So let's
Okay.
say if she is, and there's five judges. So if she's defending, right, she would also be the judge for that case. I would be the judge, or maybe Troublefield would be the
Okay.
judge, or Lando would be the judge. So we have
So
enough
Marky Char.
of a,
Okay, got it.
yes, we have
Yeah,
enough
yeah, yeah.
of a team to support everyone and make sure everyone's interests are protected.
So all of that was said to say this: when you arrest somebody, you're gonna bring them up straight to California State Prison. You'll inform them that at, she can correct me if I'm wrong, at 10 p.m. that night or the following night, they will be transported down to the court for their arraignment, and then whether they plead guilty or not guilty is where we'll take it from there.
That part.
Okay. So real quick, before I forget, hold on. Real quick, just real quick, you guys can just take quick note of this. If you're off duty and you're in your plain clothes, just how Miss Anita is, you must have your badge and your service weapon on you.
Okay.
That and then Matt, you can continue. I just want to say it before I forgot.
Are there any other questions about the DOJ or pleas, guilty pleas, not guilty pleas, or do you, if you want, you can save it for when we next meet again.
So if we're arresting a suspect and they're pleading not guilty, they're still going to jail and the time until trial, correct?
Until their arraignment, correct. If they
Yeah.
plead guilty or they can't plead with you guys, they have to do that in court.
In court.
Right. They can tell you their intention. They can say, "Hey, I just want to go to jail and, and just that's it. Just give me my time. I don't want to do that." You're not able to do that. They have to go to their arraignment. They have to stand before the judge. They have to get a defense attorney. If they can't
If
afford
they want
one,
one.
one will be if they
One will be
exactly
appointed to
one will
them.
be appointed to them, or
Am I getting read my Miranda rights, bro?
or
It was designed in
or
1967.
they can defend themselves. Of course, that's always an option. We're
Yeah.
serious
Freedom of
RP,
speech.
so there's nothing serious about, that it totally breaks the fourth wall if someone can just get picked up on the street and then sent to jail by a police officer. So we want to make sure that we're giving a real roly poly, that we are making maximum experience for everyone. And that's why we're here, because let's say we cut that process out, you guys miss out on one of the most important things that comes along with your job, which is appearing in court, right? That's content for you, it's roly poly for everyone else. When the content goes out, it's enjoyable for everybody watching. I forgot to mention that we have an amazing real life jury. We have our folks who watch through all our social channels. They vote when there's trials, they attend the arraignments, they are invested in the process. So you know it's a thing, it's a historical thing, because I don't think I've never seen anybody else have the real world adjudicate and help adjudicate and stand on jury trials in RP servers. So we're doing something new and something bold and brash. So yes, they get arrested, they go to jail until their arraignment. We call that a HUA. Now, depending on upon the severity of the crime, if they murdered someone or hurt one of you, we hold them till trial, not till arraignment,
Mm-hmm.
until trial. So they still have to
Mm-hmm.
come to the arraignment, then they go back to prison. They're not let back into the streets until their trial
Ooh.
has concluded. Exactly.
What about house arrest? Do we do house arrest in the city? Are we
We
offering
will.
that arrangement?
That's
That'll be up
up
to
to,
judge's discretion.
yeah.
Is
That's
that even is
It
that
it
script like
it
put in?
it is. It is.
And with
It's called
house
the GPS
arrest, then
board.
we have at all times the location of the person,
Yeah.
regardless if they're
So
anywhere. So if we
we're
pull up, they can't be like, "Oh, we're meta MGing them" or some
no no
shit.
no
Like
no
we
yeah.
literally have your location.
So
right.
we're not gonna do house arrest per se, but because like obviously like who's gonna want to sit in their fucking house for a week in
Mhm.
GTA roleplay? You know what I mean? Nobody's doing that. But what we can
Yes
do
and
is we
no,
could
but
set
hey, you
we
did
could
the
set
crime.
we could set
Like,
parameters
yeah,
on their yeah, we could set parameters
yeah,
on
no,
their
no, no,
probation or
no.
parole. With that, that means like, you know, you can't be in any known gang territory. You can't be around any known felons. You can't, you know, any trouble you get in, you're right back into the jail. Things
How
like that.
about
Right,
ankle
right.
monitor?
That's what we're talking about. We're gonna put ankle monitors
Okay.
on people, and then we could do checkups on them, you know, whatever. But keeping them locked within the confines of their home is kind of crazy in GTA.
Right, right.
So I do have a question.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I can't hear nothing. Is he speaking? Is he speaking?
He's in.
He's speaking in
He's speaking in Discord.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, he's speaking in city.
Yeah.
You know, so our cars will get worse. Our uniforms will
He's
get
speaking in
worse.
city and bold.
Our uniforms, I meant. My bad.
After like a certain amount of lawsuits, you're gonna have to obviously go before an internal affairs interrogation. If you know, if you're getting sued basically every day, even if it's sustained or not, like obviously you're doing something wrong. Like I said, I've been doing this for God knows how long, and I could probably count on my hands the amount of times I've had to go to court for corruption, abuse of force, you know, threat of arrest, whatever people sue for nowadays, right? Even in COA was a fucking shit show, and I didn't get sued once. So if you're just getting sued and sued and sued and sued, we're not gonna just fire you. Then we're not gonna fire you straight off the bat, but you're gonna have to go before the internal affairs board and explain to them what's going on. And then with that, you'll have a union rep next to you, representing you, telling you to answer the question or not. And your union rep will be one of your peers. So if, like I said, within like the next week or two, I'll post applications for it or interest for it. And then, you know, if you're a P2 plus, you could apply to be the union rep. And then we could vote on it too if you guys even want to vote on it.
And let me just
Let me
say
just say
that
that
court is
sport is
amazingly fun.
amazingly fun.
It is
It is
amazing. Now,
amazing. Now,
I've been told
I've
there's
been
one
told
thing I
there's one
can
thing I
do that I
can do
love
that
to
I love
do.
to do.
Before
Before
court,
court,
we like to
we
bust it
like to
down.
bust it down.
But I cannot do
But I
that here.
cannot do that
I
here.
agree.
I
I will not
agree.
do
I will
that.
not do that.
But we still
But we
do
still
play
do
our
She's
play
talking
games.
our.
both. She's in city and in court.
Yeah, I am in
Yeah, I am
both
in both
places.
places.
Um,
Um,
we do have
we
one
do
theme
have one
song that
theme
we
song that
play,
we play,
and that's
and
to get
that's
the
to
stream
get the
ready.
stream ready.
So we won't be
So we
twerking
won't be
anymore,
twerking
but that
anymore, but
song,
that song,
one song
one
will play.
song will play.
The theme from
The theme
Beretta.
from Beretta.
Don't do the crime.
What were you saying? What were you saying? Easy. What were you saying?
I can't hear him. What
I
he
can't
say?
hear him. What he say?
Yeah, just talking city.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
So I do have something that I would
All right.
like to add.
Come to the middle if you're gonna talk, Derek.
If you catch a white person named Dustin, leave him alone.
It ain't worth it.
So
And
I
if
do
you
have
catch a
some.
nigga, he got them prints on him. He talk about the glove don't fit. You must have quit. You better not have quit. You don't quit attacking his ass until his black ass gets in the trash.
Is she rapping? What the fuck going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Bad echo.
Yes, ma'am. All right, listen. I do want to say one thing. I'm sorry about the
Let Derek
lawsuits.
Jones talk, bro.
No. I was first. I was next. All right, listen. Before I forget, I'm old. I'll forget. When it comes to lawsuits in the South Precinct, Suave, you do what you want, but I'll bring it to you always. But if you get sued 3 times in the South, and it's quick, I'm telling you right now, you're probably gonna be sent out out of our precinct. I do not like that shit. Like, one, I don't like. Two, I really don't like. Three, I hate. So if you get 3 lawsuits in this city and you lose every single one of those lawsuits, I'm gonna let you know you better start applying to the north, the east, or the west, because I ain't having it. That's all I had to say.
So I would like to add to that it's very easy. I mean, very easy to screw up somebody's constitutional rights. If you're not very intrigued or you don't understand it, hey, it's a YouTube video. It first started with the 10, the Bill of Rights, the 10 amendments at first, okay? It's easy. You got your freedom of speech, right to bear arms, no quarter of troops, unlawful searches and seizures, your Fifth Amendment, which everybody should know the Fifth Amendment, that you're not going to self-incriminate yourself. So if you can go with that and learn those, it's going to help you in court and in the city. So if y'all don't know me, I'm Lieutenant Jones. I'm with the North Precinct. I've been doing this in real life for 10 years. So now I'm going to expect my patrolmen, my sergeants, my corporals, everybody to be on par. So if your ass gets sued once and you lose, probably get fucking demoted. Because there is no need to violate somebody's constitutional rights just because you're pissed off and you want to arrest them.
But I don't feel like we should target Suave personally because, like, other niggas be doing shit too. Like, it could be me. Like, you don't know. Like,
if I catch the chief of police fucking up,
that's chief right here.
I think you put a lot of words
what
in
did I
his
do?
mouth that he never put in his mouth. That
No,
you shoving in there and like he deep throwing and gagging all that shit. But like he
pause.
just taking that shit like a good bitch. But like,
Jesus.
my bad. My bad. But like. Just chill on Suave, man. Like he ain't do it.
Matt, she's in your precinct, Matt.
Yeah, who did? Because she my precinct.
My apologies, sir.
Hey, I like your attitude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like your attitude. You down here in the officer, but shit.
Sir, I ride for my officers, sir.
Oh my God.
I love my officers, sir. Like you ain't gonna tell me my officers did any wrong, sir. Because at the end of the day, if we wrong, we still right, sir. And they gonna have to take that up in the court of justice.
That's right. I like her. I like it. I like her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nice to meet you. I'm your commander. And
hey, commander.
Before we get rocking, I need a conversation with you. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. My name is Anita Late, and you can call me anytime.
It's not too much.
You just call me Officer Lay, sir.
I got some high command positions to fill, and I mean,
I'm ready to fill any position you need. I'll fill that shit right the fuck up, sir. Right, I'm right up, sir. Excuse my mess French. I speak a little French sometimes, sir. I apologize.
Listen,
but I respect you.
They're just jealous that they're just jealous you ain't on their side. That's it. You know what I mean?
Can we get a gavel? Can we get a gavel smack? Can we get a gavel smack, Boogie?
Hey, I'm sorry, sir. I got a chastity belt. I don't know what a gavel smack is.
Order in the court.
Mad at each other.
Order in the court. My bad, sir.
Order in the court. Order in the court. All right.
Be careful.
I need everybody. All right.
Yeah, right.
Before I forget this now, I'm gonna need you guys to bring your attention to the Discord, and we're gonna go over arrest reports and how I do them.
Okay, I gotta jump back in. Hold on.
Mr. Suave, sir.
Can someone bring me back into the chat? Thank you.
It's gorgeous. It's so flawless. I love it. Woo! I love that Pinot Cold. Pinot Cold all over me. Yes, sir. I do. No, and with D's. I love D's, sir.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wait
My
a
bad.
minute.
I'm gonna sit down.
Not too much.
Oh, Jesus, help us.
Talking City too.
Yeah, I can't hear nothing.
Okay, there we go. Anyways, this penal code gives you everything you need and more. You have the title, the offense, the category of offense, the classification, max sentence, fine, and description. So if you don't know what the crime is, now you know. After that, what? Once we fix the MDT, I'm gonna put all these in exactly how they stand. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that way we don't have to input it.
After that, you're gonna, you'll take out. It's not working right now, but you'll pull up your MDW, you'll write your arrest report, all that fun stuff. Then you're gonna go into the Discord. You'll have 6 little categories here that you're gonna have to fill out, if applicable. The first one's gonna be evidence locker. Anything seized or taken off of a suspect after an arrest, you're gonna put it into an evidence locker per the incident number. Once you do that, you'll take a screenshot of the evidence locker and you'll put it in here. You put the mugshot with the person's name and his face in here. A little funny thing I did is I made it public for anybody to see, but they can't type in it. So if they want to get their mugshot and post it on X, they can do that. This is more for CSU. This is all scene pictures. Any pictures that you take on scene, cars or dead bodies, guns, whatever you want to do, you post it in here. Your vehicle inventory, so the license plate, make and model, owner, and then a picture of the car will go in here. Your body cam of your arrest will go in here. I expect you guys all to have body cam of each and every arrest, starting from the moment you witnessed the crime until the person was apprehended and Mirandized. Make sure you have the Miranda on body cam.
Can I please say this? Please. Cities, every city is a minimum of 2 minutes. As an officer, I recommend 5. Please, I recommend 5 because they want to see you responding to the call and know the reason why you're responding to the call and then what happens after. Not 2 minutes. 2 minutes does not do it. Please try to do 5. I do 20. Yeah, I do 20. It's crazy, and I chop it up. But I want to make sure that I have everything. And there's some scenes that last 20 minutes, and I want to have every second on that fucking body cam. But minimum, I would say I do. Yes, I do. I have a highly. I have a. Metal, get metal, exactly. I do 20, but I recommend everybody 5, and if you could do 10, do 10. You need from the minute that you're responding to that motherfucking dispatch call to the second that they are behind the bars, because it just protects you in court and anything else, tickets, anything like that. That's it.
Okay. With the body cam, I'm gonna just touch on this very briefly. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a lead admin in the server. If I get a ticket open on you guys,
Weird flex.
my first thing I'm gonna do is go into this body cam thing and I'm gonna look for the person's name and watch the body cam of what happened. If I don't see anything that's been, that's LRP or OOC, I'm gonna send their ass straight to DOJ. If they say, "Oh, this cop arrested me," or "He hit my car too many times," or whatever the fuck, as long as you didn't, say you're gonna get him banned or you're clipping him or anything out of city, anything that you did as a cop that they felt you did wrong, I'm gonna send his ass straight to Boogie, and then Boogie can deal with it.
I got a question.
Go
ahead. For F8ing on PD, that's instant ban, right?
Yep.
Bet.
If you have a clip of it, I don't even. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes. I'm not gonna be weird. You
Okay.
just send me the clip, and then they'll get banned.
Let me say something about that though. F8ing on PD. If we do everything we're supposed to do and we do it the correct way, you're gonna have a lot less F8ers, right? It's still going to happen. It's still going to happen. People are going to hate us, and then they were cops. But if we just do everything that we're supposed to do, and we're respectful, and we're genuine, and we're making everything fun RP, if you're just going to arrest them and not talk to them the whole entire time you're doing an MDT report, you're not going to RP with them in the jail cells, people are going to F8 on you. Just rolly out the whole entire scenario and try your best to get that shit done as fast as possible. And then we will have a lot less F8ers.
The last portion of the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center, is going to be serial numbers. If there's any guns on scene, if you take a gun off somebody, you're going to log the gun, who it was from, and the serial number of that gun. Derek Jones, I don't know what state you work in, or I don't know if anybody here is actual law enforcement. Some agents, Alabama. So you guys probably use NIBRIS down there, right? Or NCIC. So this is going to be NIBRIS, right? Everything's going to go through here. They're going to get, any detectives that are investigating homicide, they're going to go here and look for serial numbers. Once you do all of this, then you're going to go into your designated precinct. If you're Carter Rich, right, you're going to go into the North Report Desk. Once you go into this North Report Desk, you're going to follow this exact format. Your name and badge number, the incident number, the date that you put it in, whether it's an arrest or a ticket or whatever, or just like a response. And then you're gonna link all of these things into your report desk. It'll be a lot easier once there's shit in here. I'll do it real quick. Hold on. So you go here. Exactly. And all of them. And every single thing you put in here must have a name. So vehicle inventory, you're gonna have the name, the make and model, and the license plate, and the picture. The body cam, you're gonna have the name, the date, and what the body cam is about, and the serial number, the name, the gun, the serial number, where you found it. Evidence locker, the name and the evidence locker, and the mugshot, the name and the picture of the person. And under evidence, you'd put it. You could even do type of report. So like when you can do like name / arrest warning, whatever. I'll even do that for you guys. Yep. You're good. Cool. There you go. Does anybody have any questions on that? And I wish I could show you guys the MDT, but it's not working right now. The best I can do is show you a video of it if you guys want to do that.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I got you. Oh, God. You've used this? You used this before? Isn't it fucking great? It's the best. Like, and nobody uses it. I don't know why. It's not even expensive. No. It's a great. Yeah, there you go. So real quick, for the ones that haven't used it, I'll just run it through very quickly. Once you get it in city, your commanders and your training sergeants can go over it in more detail. Citizens, obviously this is going to go over everybody that's in the city that's ever made a character. With that being said, sometimes people make more than one character by accident. They'll make one character, they'll fuck up, and they'll make another one. It's your job to fill out this little portion up here, which is a picture of them You know, if there's two names, you could put here the real one or the only one or whatever, or you could even do the other one, not real one, whatever you want to do. Just make sure you're able to distinguish who's who. Once you do that, everything here will come automatically. If they buy a car, it'll go here. If they buy a car, it'll go here. If they have a job, any guns and any legal guns that they purchase will go here. Once you, oh shit, my bad. Once you do that, then you
Can we watch
have
the stats?
your and you have your incidents. Okay, this
Oh,
is where
this
you're
is the
gonna write
old
all of your
MDT
arrest
one.
reports, so that way the charges actually stick to the person. Once you do your
Are you talking? I think I lost sound. Did I time out again? The hell? Fuck! Sorry, guys. I timed out again. I timed out. I timed out again. My bad.
whatever, and then you right click or you click edit, and then here you put the charges. Okay, it's really simple, I promise. But and then you put your pictures on the bottom, whatever. My favorite part of this whole thing is the evidence, and if you use this before, you know what I'm about to show. So once once you once you have evidence, you're gonna log the evidence here. Okay, you'll put what it is, what type of evidence it is, and how much it is. Okay, you'll put officers, citizens. You'll link the incident report. You'll link this to the incident report. Okay. Once you do that, you save it, and then once you save it, this will pop up. Items. You'll then click on the plus button, and then it has its own inventory in it. You'll drag whatever you want, and you'll put it in there, so that way, come court, you don't have to have a million different things in your person, and then you have to try to remember what it was. You can just go per report, per evidence little tab, and you can just put it into your pockets to give to the court. It makes it super easy. It's probably like the best thing that I've ever seen on 5M. And like you drag it in here, and then you just close it out, and then it's in there forever. And you save it, and then it'll pop up.
And it takes
As-
shit out of your pockets too, so it's not there in your pockets, just sitting there the whole time.
There's cameras, weapon registries, legislation you have to worry about. That's pretty much it. Everything else is just a basic MDC.
Thank you, Suave. Woo! Woo!
Yeah. So where it says notes is where you're
Suave.
gonna do. I don't know like off the top of my head the format, but like it'll be the first part will be like arresting officer, assisting officer, date, location, and then your narrative. And then I expect like I don't know, Matt. Do you still have the GSP Discord? Are you still in the? You did. Damn, I had some really good arrest reports in there. Yeah, exactly.
So and
So-
so scene. This was
so
on scene.
what-
This
what
many
I-
people
what
were
I
on
do-
scene. This is what was
Before
collected from
Saturday,
the
I will literally write one
resources.
up so that everyone could see exactly what
Yeah,
it should
can you
look
do
like.
that, please?
Yes.
I'll even give you guys my format for what I do for every narrative on 5M.
Yes.
When I
And
write a
make it
narrative,
an actual format. That way we have to do it each time.
of course, that's the point. So
Yeah.
what I do when I write an arrest report is I answer a couple of simple questions. What was I doing before I got the call? I witnessed the crime, right? So you could write it in third or first. I don't care. You could be like, on this date, I was on a regular patrol on the south side of Los Angeles when I witnessed or when I received a call in my CAD for this. Then you say what happened when you arrived, what you saw when you arrived. Upon arrival on the scene, I witnessed 3 black males fighting, right? Or 3 white males fighting. So we
3
get
black
some
males fighting. It was over a girl.
exactly.
And
You know, so
and one of the girl was the most aggressive one.
you like
She
to
was
talk,
beating
don't you?
on them, and one of the males pulled out a gun and shot her on scene.
He definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, but
And he claimed it
Anyways.
wasn't self-defense, but she never really hit him. She hit the other 2.
Very
Okay.
interesting colored minorities.
So the questions I like to answer is what was I doing before? What happened when I arrived? How did I make contact? What happened after I made contact? How did I apprehend the suspects? That's it. And then that'll literally fill out your entire arrest report. It's like 5 questions you have to answer. You just make it into like a big paragraph, and then you're good. The whole point of writing a narrative is so that somebody else can read the narrative and understand what happened to the fullest extent.
And then if
Not
it
only
ever
that,
gets taken to court,
not to say when it goes to the DOJ and Boogie and the attorneys are
yes,
they read
sir.
it out loud, and let's say you're not present,
Same
they know
page.
exactly step by step exactly what happened. And you know what? You
That's
know
what I just
what?
said.
The South, I'm not against AI. If you wanna
If you
write
want to
yourself
use
a
AI,
whole,
go ahead.
you want to make yourself a good ass
Yo.
paragraph, put it in that
But
bitch,
make
and
sure
I'll tell you
double
exactly
and
what to
triple
say.
check the spelling at least.
Yeah, what you
Not
say
you.
is you listen. You
Oh,
just put
bro,
it
we
in
don't
there,
give a
and you
fuck.
go
Yeah.
make this sound professional, but
Or
you write out
format
your
this
shit.
better. Yeah,
Yeah, boom,
write out your arrest
copy
report.
paste.
My
You could throw it in
biggest problem is, like,
ChatGPT,
I
say
write my
format
own
this
shit
better,
and they say it
check for
sounds like
punctuation,
AI.
check for grammar, whatever. I
Yup.
don't care if you do that or not. And how would I know if you did or not? I'm not gonna fucking
If
AI check every single arrest report that goes on
but you don't
every
need to,
desk.
because it just looks really, really
Yo,
good.
yo,
Fuck it.
yo,
Keep you
Suave, I
real
wanna,
fucking busy if you
I wanna
had.
ask you this.
What happened?
Lord.
What do you do with people that arrest somebody and there's another officer at the cells and they expect the other officer to do that report, and then the
Nah.
officer who
That's
arrested the
If
person.
they
were
get
not
demoted
there
to
at the arresting
probationary
offense,
or
that
Yeah.
doesn't make
recruit
any
until they
sense.
can
If
Like,
prove.
what?
If you were
Good.
the lead officer on the scene and you want to try to push that shit on somebody else, bro, and you're not,
It's-
you know what I mean? If you want to give it to a cadet and you want to sit there and show them how to do it, that's okay. But to just be like, all right, man, you got it. I'll see you later. Nah, dude,
it's
you're
one thing
done.
to ask
You're
for
straight
help
done.
and
I hate that
assistance.
shit. I will
No,
literally
I hate
get
that shit with a passion, bro. Because like
that's
every server that
laziness.
I've been in, yeah,
So
because that's your responsibility.
No,
And
you
if
getting a
you
strike.
if you're a cop, you have to uphold a responsibility like
No,
that.
you getting a strike.
So
like I've said
Right, Suave?
previously,
Suave,
right?
we handle
Exactly.
strikes like
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
you getting
like
a
I
strike.
stated
You can't even
previously,
fill out
right?
a simple police
When it
report
comes
and
to
you a police
disciplinary action,
officer, see
hiring,
yourself
firing,
out.
demotion, promotions, whatever, I have no say in it. I mean, obviously, I do have a say in it, but I will intentionally remove myself from the situation. I'm
Don't
giving
do that,
a
nigga.
full
Stop doing
power
that. Stop doing
to
that.
the commanders.
Stop
So Matt,
doing
Easy,
that.
and Johnson will have the full power to do whatever they see fit within their respective precincts. Right?
I'm
Suave
sorry.
sees a good bunch of,
I'm sorry if
officers
you're in the South.
that act like good bitches, so that way he can't, we be in line and shit, and we be listening. Cause like
That's
if you
true.
actually listen to Suave, like he got that shit, like he got that shit on.
And I'm sorry though, if you're in the South and you try to push, that's what I was saying about when I first stand up here and said reports to me are serious. Like you try to push that shit off on anybody, nah. It's like at this point you're not even you just want to run. Yeah, you just want to run from shots fired to pulling someone over to do something else, but you don't actually want to do paperwork. Then you don't need to be a cop. Go be a civ. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I also want to say one more thing. If there's arguments between a precinct, like a high command and like a sergeant, and the high command is just like, fuck you, motherfucker, you're like a sergeant, or like two officers having a conversation. If I find out that any of that is from the north and the east, I'm gonna deal with that with both commanders, and both of them motherfuckers are gonna be cuffed until further notice, because that should never be happening.
Because at the end of the day, all the commanders of all PDs,
I don't do that shit over here. I do full respect with cops. You guys are the same as a family. You guys are family. You guys are fighting just because you guys don't agree with each other. Fuck out of here.
I am a zero disrespect tolerance Zero. Like you disrespect anybody, and I'm talking about in tickets. I'm talking about OCC in the fucking whitelist chat. Any kind of disrespect is absolutely a no go. I can't stand it. Like it's just not worth it.
Fuck out of here, foe.
Like listen to her over here. She crazy as hell.
I'm both. So
Me.
that's not applies to me.
Frankly, I have no internet.
I'm down. Also, one last question: do we already have a female PD uniform, or do we need to have one made? Okay, so I'll make one later on this evening / today. Yeah, I'm sitting here when you're ready. Cat. Yes, sir.
I will say on top of that I actually do have 3 IRL Dream World officers coming. They are coming to the south, and they are very much exactly like that as well. Because they take their time out of real life to come to the city, and they take that shit very, very seriously. So I'll say there's definitely going to be a lot of people like that in here, but at the same time, we're going to have fun. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to lots of laughs, lots of smiles.
Is somebody talking? I can't hear them.
We're just wrapping up. We're just wrapping up.
Okay.
Are we doing questions now, Suave?
Yeah. If you guys have any questions, shoot.
Lowry, you got some questions?
Huh?
You got any questions?
You know I ain't got no questions. Shut
All right.
up.
Anita, any questions?
No, sir. No, sir. You've answered all my questions more than, and you've given me enough time. I'm just happy to be here. I appreciate you guys.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting everybody. We're super
Yes, ma'am.
excited. I can't wait for you guys to meet the rest of the DOJ. They're excited as well. If I guess in the Discord we'll all figure out when to meet up and when the police academy starts. Or I guess
Are
you
we
guys will tell
Tone?
me.
Wait. One last question. My bad. Yo, Tone, are you doing that training like you did like in the other cities type shit? You have been detected. I cannot.
I do.
Solve
Listen.
math, so
I think everybody we have on the police force right now is very confident officers. And I mean, I'm not trying to
But
say anything.
eventually, when you do
But
recruit,
I
can you
do
do that
think
shit, though?
we definitely need to get a bunch more probationary or cadets, and then I do think all of us, every single person in here, and every single person that isn't here that's just on the force needs to be. Who you?
I think he knows that.
I do think every single person needs to be a part of that. Get your finger out of my face. Boogie, I think you're good to go if you're on a time base.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I think at this point we covered everything. We're gonna perfect everything else. I'm glad you guys are coming around. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be dope too. Let me know if you need anything, and I recorded everything so that my guys will be able to see it and get up to
Perfect.
speed. A lot of them are
Dude,
watching as well,
Hey,
so
Suave, I got a
do you
question
have
for you.
everything set up for you?
yeah. The only
So
thing that we
for
don't have is
for
a
the
housing
for
yet.
our
I
precincts,
think but I'll talk
what
to you and
subdivisions are we going to
talk
have?
to you
Yes.
guys about that later.
Did they have the court and everything for you
Yes, they
guys set
have
up?
the court. We just need to train on the MDT once y'all get that together. The court is set up. It's
No
streamlined.
canines,
We
not
just need
SWAT,
to
none of
yeah.
that.
I haven't. No, that's why I'm
Oh
asking
my
because
God, you're gonna love it.
I've been making a checklist and I've been down these motherfuckers' throats. I don't like wasting time. You know what I mean? Like I put a lot of time. You know me. I put a lot of time into this shit. Like on the back end, I
Okay.
hate
So
when people
that
waste time. So I want to make
the
sure
whole
everything. There ain't no we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. You know what I mean? Like listen, we had 3 weeks to get all this shit ready,
Right.
and these fucking developers are gonna be on it. Like I have been
yeah.
advertising the shit out of the city and everything, so they're gonna be on that shit. Like you
Yeah.
guys are coming, we got all
Okay.
these people in here.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to
So
waste nobody's
Derek, to
time.
answer your question, I'll have
So
you run detectives
whatever you need, let me. I'm
in my
not, I'm
bureau.
not trying to take Suave's spot or not like that. I'm just sometimes I'm just a little bit more harsh than he can be sometimes. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, the
As
basic requirements for my folks. They just want a house, not in Mirror
Yep.
Park, of
oh
course, and a
Of
car.
course. Of
That's
course.
oh
it.
Yeah.
oh.
Cars
If
are
we could
here.
get,
Cars are good.
yeah, if we could just get one big ass
That's
place,
you.
a MLO, where we could also do trainings in school out of, or I don't care.
Yeah. So I want him to
But a
go
space
ahead, easy. I don't
where
want to cut you off. Go ahead, brother,
all of our folks can just
or
be together
whoever was just
until
talking.
they can
Yeah.
buy their own homes and things like that.
Yeah.
However y'all want to do it or what's best for the city. But yeah, and it can't be no Pinto car. These are judges.
No, for sure, for sure. No, they mean that. I mean, they have a lot of nice cars in the city. I will give that. I will say that there's some
Hmm.
nice stuff, and the best part about the city is it's not a money grab city, so
That's
that's
good.
even
That's
better.
good.
You know what I mean?
To answer
Yeah.
your
So like,
question,
you make money
Yeah,
here, you get stuff what
Suave,
you get here.
yes, I want him to
you
be
know
the
Because
that.
detective
And
lieutenant
they believe
yeah,
it. So if
because
you put
I
our
already have more
judges
than
in
like
Mirror Park, they're gonna have a heart attack.
10 patrol
yup.
officers.
I
So I
I
just
agree.
wanted to
All right,
cover
so
the detective
yeah, no,
bureau.
get just I would say get like a list of things that like you guys 100% need, and like
Okay.
All
send
right.
it to
You
us,
guys have a
and
good night. I
then we'll
gotta
ship it
I gotta
over
go
because
clear this
they
stuff up
got
IRL.
today
But
and
have a good
tomorrow
night,
to
guys.
get everything set up,
All right. Yeah, I'm
and
going
then
to meet
boom,
with them
launches.
right now, as a matter of fact, and we're going to debrief and make sure we have everything on the list. And it's
All
a
right, there you
small
go.
list. It's not much that we need. So,
Yeah,
all right. Sounds
just
good to
don't give them any don't give them any leadway. Be stern about it.
Yeah, yeah. They know. They're
This is what we
100% on
need, and
board.
this is what we're getting. That's it.
That part. All right. Well, I'm gonna
Right.
fly out right from here so that I'm here when I come back.
All right. You take it easy.
All
I'll
right.
see you on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Um.
Heyo.
All right, y'all. I know my face look crazy. Don't judge me. I'll
Yeah,
get
you'll
my
get that
face
fixed.
together at
You'll
some
get that
point.
fixed though. It's all good. We
Oh
all out here looking
God.
scraggly right
We
now.
like we looking crazy. But my outfit is serving. All right, guys. I will see y'all later. I'm gonna close the stream down.
What's up?
See
I
you
can hear
later.
you.